Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine and safe at your homes and studying well. My name is Pooja and today I will be taking a new chapter that will be your chapter 7 and the topic of the chapter is Earth, Sun and Moon. Before getting into the chapter, I would just like to give you a brief knowledge about what all topics we will be discussing in this chapter. So, the objectives of this chapter will be what is Sun, what is solar system, what is Earth, what is Moon, and at the last we will be discussing eclipses, what are the different types of eclipses. So, all this at the end of this chapter we all will learn what are all these things. So, starting with the solar system. What is the solar system, students? See, I have tried to draw the whole solar system here. You can see this. This is the whole solar system. The solar system consists of 8 planets. Now, what are planets? Planets are those which revolves around the sun. These are called heavenly bodies. So, the solar system consists of 8 planets. Before there were 9 planets. The one was called Pluto, which got extincted. So, it is removed from the solar system now, and now total there are 8 planets present in the solar system. Now, one by one we will be dealing it. Before that, I would just like to say that along with the heavenly bodies, there are some few things which also revolve around the sun. For example, there are satellites. Now, what are satellites? Satellites are man-made objects which revolves around the sun, the earth, and gives us information. This will be clearing further in the chapter. There are few things which are called comets. Now, what are comets? Comets are a star-like structure which has a tail. I will show you with the diagram. See, comets looks like this. It is like a star-like structure. It has a tail. So, comets look like this. These are also heavenly bodies. These also rotate in the solar system only. There are asteroids. Now, what are asteroids? Asteroids are, you can say, they are some minor planets which can neither be called planets or neither be called as heavenly bodies, but these are present in the solar system. You can say rocks also. They are like rocks moving around the solar system. So, all these things along with the heavenly bodies, these all things are also present in the solar system. Now, one by one we will be seeing what are the characteristic features of all the 8 planets. So, this is the sequence in which the planets are arranged in the solar system. The first comes the Mercury, then comes the Venus, then Earth, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, and the last one is Neptune. The first one what you can see is the Mercury. So, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. So, what do you think? It is the closest planet to the sun. So, Mercury will be very hot, right? Why it will be very hot? Because it is very close. It is very close to the sun. So, it is called the hottest planet because it is the closest. Now, next comes the Venus. Venus is the second closest planet to the sun. It is also called the morning and the evening star. So, this is the characteristic feature of Venus. The next is our Earth. Earth, we all know Earth has life. It is also called the blue planet. Why? Because in the Earth consists 30% there is land and 70% of the whole Earth is filled with water. So, water is blue in color, hence we called it blue planet, and along with that we called the Earth is the only planet which survives, which has life on it, which exists life on it. People can live there, only there. Have you seen any other planet in which people live? No, there are no as such planet in which people live. Only Earth is there which consists of life. The next is Mars. Mars is also called the red planet because it is red in color. Then is the Jupiter. Now, the Jupiter, we all know that Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. Next is the Saturn. Now, by seeing Saturn is the most unique planet. Why? Because it has rings surrounded around. The Saturn is a planet which consists of ring-like structure around it. So, it has a unique feature. It has ring around it. Now, the next is the Uranus. The Uranus and the Neptune is the farthest planet from the solar system. So what you can say, because they are farthest planet, they will be very cold. Why? Because the light of the sun reaches in very less amount. So they are the coldest planet and the farthest planet. Which are the coldest and the farthest planet? The Uranus and the Neptune. So these were the brief characteristics of different planets present in the solar system. Now you can see this picture and you can take out page number 87, in which you can see the whole solar system. You can see with which color they are. It can be more clear to you. Now moving forward to the next topic, that is sun. Now students, what is sun? What do you think sun looks like? The sun looks like a fireball, a ball made up of fire. It is yellow in color, it is very hot. Now the sun gives us, what does the sun gives us? The sun gives us light energy. With the help of the heat of the sun and the light of the sun, we people in earth, it helps us to survive. It gives us light. With the help of the heat of the sun, many things, many activities are performed. For example, the light, the heat which comes from the sun is called the solar energy. With the help of solar energy, we perform many day-to-day activities. With the help of solar energy, we can light our homes. Electricity, with the help of solar energy, we can generate electricity and so many things. Nowadays, as the technology is moving forward, we can see with the help of solar energy, we can generate electricity. There are solar panels which are used. With the help of solar panels, electricity can be generated and we can lit up the bulbs, we can use fans and all these things. So solar energy is very necessary for us, for our survival. So with the help of the sun's light and heat, all these activities are performed. Now moving into the detailed structure of sun, as I said, the sun is a hot ball of fire. So the sun, the structure of the sun can be distinguished as the inner part of the sun is called the core and the outer part of the sun is called the corona. This picture you can see in page number 88. There is a picture called the layers of sun. Here you can see this picture. So this is the innermost corner of the earth. The layer is called core and the outer part of the sun is called corona. Now moving forward to the next topic, that is earth. As I said, as I have explained in the solar system, what does earth consist of? The earth is the only planet which has life on it. Is there any other planet where life exists? No. The earth is the only exceptional planet which has life, and the earth consists of, see here you can see the earth, the structure of the earth, it is bluish in color. Why it is bluish in color? Because 70% of the earth is filled with water and 30% of the earth consists of land. Only 30% is present where we can live, it is the land portion, and rest 70% consists of water. So the earth is the only planet which consists of life. Here I have drawn the layers of earth, in which there are different layers, different parts which the earth consists of. The innermost part of earth, this picture can be more clear, please you can take out page number 89 and you can see the layers of the earth here in your book. I'll explain it one by one. The innermost portion of the earth is called the inner corner. This is the inner corner. And out to this is the core. It is core. Core is the innermost part. Core is the innermost part of the earth. The temperature here is very high. It is approx 7000 degrees Celsius. It is very hot. This is very hot, and the core is made up of compounds like iron and nickel. It consists of iron and nickel. So the core is the outermost part of the earth. Innermost part of the earth it consists of iron and nickel. Now next comes the mantle. This is mantle. The mantle is made up of solid rocks. It consists of solid rocks. Now sometimes when there is volcanic eruption, what happens? This solid rocks melts and changes into molten liquid states. have you seen how the volcano erupts? When the volcano erupts, there is lava coming out from it. So what is this lava? It is the mantle, the rocks which are present in the mantles changes into molten liquid states, and then this liquid states comes out of the volcano in the form of lava. So this is the mantle. The mantle consists of rocks, and when there is too much heat present, this rock changes into molten liquid state, and when this amount of molten liquid state is very high, this erupts, volcano erupts, and lava comes out from it. So this is the topic which you have to study regarding mantle. Now comes the crust. The crust, as the name, as you can see in the picture also you can see, is the outermost layer of the earth. This is called the outermost layer of the earth. It is approx 5 kilometer away from the sea. So now coming to the next topic, that is moon. Moon is called the only natural satellite of earth. Now students, I would just like to clear a thing about satellites. See, I have explained that satellites are what does a satellite do? Satellites are certain man-made things. There are satellites are things which you can with the help of satellite we can study about the solar system, what all things is happening. So the moon is called the natural satellite of earth. The earth has only one natural satellite, that is the moon. The moon does not have its own light. Like you can see the sun has its own light, it reflects its own light. But when we talk about moon, the moon doesn't have its own light. It lights with the help of, when the sun gives its sunlight, or it lights up with the help of the sunlight. When it captures the light of sun, it starts glowing. So the moon doesn't have its own light. So the moon, the moon can be, it is given in your book, you can take page number 90. The satellites can be classified into two types. The first is the natural satellite. So the example of natural satellite is moon, and the next is artificial satellites. Now what are artificial satellites? These are man-made satellites. Man creates satellites, and what they do? They send this satellite at the solar system to study more and more about the solar system, how the planets are evolving, or if they want to study how the moon looks like. So they make satellites and send the satellite to the moon or other planets. Like recently that Mars mission was done, in which scientists, what they did, they created a satellite and send it to the Mars to study whether in Mars there is life or not. So for studying all these things, people create satellite and send all these things to solar system for researching more and more things about the solar system. So these are artificial satellites. Now coming to the next topic, that is landing on the moon. So the first person to land on the moon was Neil Armstrong. Along with him there was a person called Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins. On 20th July 1969, these people first landed on moon. So the first person to land on the moon was Neil Armstrong. Now there was, in India there was a mission called Chandrayaan-1. Chandrayaan-1, this mission was done in order to see that whether water is present in the moon or not. So in the next page, in page number 91, you can see the pictures and the person the astronaut has done in US performed this activity. So that scientist went to the moon, landed on the moon, and saw the structures of the moon and did research that whether water is present in the moon or not. So the theme behind this Chandrayaan-1 experiment was that to find whether water is present in the moon or not. Many pictures were captured. You can see in this picture, see how the moon looks like, the structure of the moon, how it is looking here. The structures of the moons were studied with the help of this Chandrayaan-1 experiment. Now moving forward to the next topic, that is phases of moon. What does phases of moon means? moon keeps on changing its shape. So the changing of the shape of the moon is termed as phases of moon. You can see in this picture, page number 91, please take page number 91. In this you can see the picture. There are different shapes and sizes of the moon. So the phase is changing, it is not constant, right? It keeps on changing. The shape of the moon keeps on changing. So this is called the phase of the moon. Now moving forward to the next topic, that is eclipse. Now what is eclipse, students? Eclipse means when one heavenly body covers up or blocks other heavenly bodies. Okay, so this phenomenon is called eclipse. Now eclipse can be classified into two types, that are solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. So this can be cleared. I'll explain you with the help of the diagram. You can please take out page number 92 and please look at the picture. I'll explain you. See, the first is the lunar eclipse. So first let's define what is solar eclipse. When the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, it gives rise to a phenomenon called lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. See how what happens when the light of the sun, when the moon comes in between earth and the sun, the light is, it blocks the light in the earth for a certain amount of time. The light will not come to the earth. Why? Because the moon is blocking the light to the earth. The light which is coming from the sun, something is between the earth and the sun. So how will the earth get the light from the sunlight? The moon is blocking the light which is reaching the earth. So for a certain amount of time, for 5 to 10 minutes or whatever the time is, the earth will not receive the sunlight. Why? Because the moon is blocking light of the sun. So this activity is called solar eclipse. Now moving to lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse is just the opposite. In this what happens? In lunar eclipse, the earth comes between the moon and the sun. So it usually happens at night. This happens at day. When the sunlight is coming here for a certain period of time, at night the earth comes between and the half part of the earth will face lunar eclipse. Half part of the earth will not get the light of the moon. Why? Because the earth is blocking. A half part of the earth will not be able to see, will not be able to get the light of the moon. Why? Because the earth is coming between the moon and the sun. I have already explained in the starting that moon does not have its own light. It only lights when the sunlight gives its light to the moon, then only the moon can reflect light to the earth. So in lunar eclipse what happens? So I was explaining that after solar eclipse it is lunar eclipse. Now what is lunar eclipse? When in lunar eclipse the earth comes between the sun and the moon. Now what will happen? Earth has came in between sun and the moon. Then what the earth will do? It will block the light and the light will not go to the moon. So this light will not come, the moon will not get the light of the sun. So the half of the part for a while will not see moon. Because why they will not see moon? Because as I have already explained that the moon does not have its own light. Only when it gets the light from the sun, it reflects its light. So in this part the earth has blocked the light of the sun. So the moon will remain dark. The part of the earth will not see moon's light. So this is all about lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. Now students, there is one important line which I have to say about solar eclipse. When there is solar eclipse, you should never ever look at the sun with your naked eyes. Why? Because the bright light can affect your eyes. It can you can become blind. So it is very, very, very harmful to look at the solar eclipse. When solar eclipse takes place, it is very harmful to look at the sun from naked eyes. If you want to observe the solar eclipse, always use UV protected glasses, dark glasses, and point in this chapter. Hope you like this video. Thank you.